So, everyone knows that Nikocado Avocado, who was once the king of mukbangs, eating shows, transformed from this to this. But what if Nikokado's transformation was a sign of things to come? Because things have been changing in the mukbang world. Mukbangs are getting healthy, and apparently millennials are leading the charge. Content that used to be only about and all about moments like this has started shifting. Suddenly we have kale, tomato flights, people are huffing sardines. Even James Bola has pivoted to healthy eating content. I'm just kidding, James Bola hasn't changed one bit. But mukbangs have, and this shift in the mukbang world has revealed something a little bit messed up about millennials and food. But before we get into it, a quick message from today's sponsor, Grow Therapy. The winter season can be rough. The holidays can bring up stress, anxiety, and feelings of loneliness. And for many people, that doesn't just go away when January starts. Seasonal affective disorder, a form of depression tied to seasonal changes, can also make things feel heavier this time of year. That's why having the right support systems in place, whether it's friends, family, or access to mental health care, is so important. Grow Therapy is a platform working to make mental health care more accessible, more affordable, and better suited to real life. With Grow, you can find a licensed therapist who aligns with your personal needs and preferences. You can filter by things like identity, language, faith, and areas of expertise. Appointments can be booked in as little as 2 days. You can choose between virtual or in-person sessions. Plus, there are evening and weekend options available, which makes it easier to fit therapy into a busy schedule. You choose the therapist that feels right for you. You can view detailed bios, credentials, and specialties before booking, so you know exactly who you're choosing. And if it's not the right fit, switching providers is simple. Grow works with over 100 insurance plans, including Medicaid in some states. The average cost per session is around $21 with insurance, and in some cases it can be even lower depending on your plan. There are no subscriptions or hidden commitments, you only pay per session. More than 1 million people have used Grow Therapy, and they've earned a 4.7 on Trustpilot. To learn more about Grow Therapy, head to the link in the description, or scan the QR code on the screen for a quicker way to get started. Thanks again to Grow Therapy for sponsoring this video. So when mukbangs first started becoming this big thing, I did a video on them that I heavily researched. And I remember during that time that any sort of healthiness in a mukbang video was considered to be the kiss of death. It was all about the fattiest, creamiest, sugariest thing that you could jam into your mouth. Maybe with one exception, if you were eating live eels. That could be cool too, i.e. the So Young era. If you don't recall So Young, she was the scourge of sea animals. Her entire shtick was literally eating eels live on camera. RIP to all the animals killed during that time period. Your death was truly in vain. He's uncomfy, I guess. Okay, he's good. By the way, I do not coerce him into sitting here. He loves sitting here. I think for him, it's like a special little treat. As soon as I'm turning on these lights or like getting ready to come in here, he is like ready to go. Anyway, what I was saying is about today's videos. It's not that the mukbangs we're gonna see today are these like perfect clean meals. I can already hear people in the comments coming for me saying that these mukbangs are healthy, but that's not what I'm saying. We're not about to look at some Pinterest board of health food. What I am saying is there's been a bit of a shift here and we are moving in a new direction, because these days more and more mukbangs are looking like this.
I have a confession to make. This is my second round. So good. It's so good. So I have some tomato chunks, some fresh mozzarella, dill pickle sauerkraut, and my last soy sauce egg. Chili onion sprinkle from Trader Joe's all over. More. I have some spicy garlic. This is not spice. That is spice. The mix is nice. Top of my mozzarella. Oh. Spice. Perfect. This is lunch, and I already had some. Excellent. This was very good. It was very tasty.
That was the worst. So this lady's eating mozzarella, tomato, some eggs, fermented sauerkraut, which is super good for you. You may have also noticed that she is somewhat annoying.
It's so good.
Okay, to me, she is very annoying. I'm sorry if you think this is cute. I do not. That last little, this thing, that's a hard watch for me. This face right here. She calls herself Auntie Lisa, and she went viral several years ago now for her polarizing personality and food videos. Some people found her interesting, quirky, and cute, and other people thought that she invented the entire category of millennial cringe content when she posted the following video.
Do you know what I found? You can't see it. Let me show you what it looks like. Do you know what this is? Ooh. It's pumpkin spice cream cheese for my crispy bread. I'm gonna eat my crispy bread right now. Let's see. Oh.
The comments. This video hurts. I forced myself to watch the entire thing. I've never seen something more millennial, and I'm glad the comments agree. Millennials, 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 millennials. Now, as far as I know, Auntie Lisa is actually Gen X. She is not millennial at all. At 45 years old, you're not a millennial, but she's been crowned the ultimate millennial for her humor style, which apparently appeals to millennials, which I don't know. Is that true? I feel like this is incorrect, almost offensively incorrect. I don't think as a group we are into this. Okay, I know I'm going off the rails a little bit here now, but after hearing this, I really had to seriously look through the comment section to see if it really was my fellow millennials being really into this content. So I went and I looked and I dug through her viewers, her active fans, and I found out that they are clearly Gen X and boomers, not millennials. I'm sure there's some millennials, but not really. So yeah, I feel like Gen Z needs to back off because as millennials, we do not claim this woman. Okay, I feel like I could speak for us all now that I've done the research. But yeah, Auntie Lisa has 2 million followers and her content is mostly just somewhat healthy mukbangs. She's now one of many people able to make a full living, I think, off of just eating what seems to be normal food. And I guess in her case, also doing this. But anyway, I'm not actually showing you Auntie Lisa because she's the best possible example of this mukbang thing. I'm just showing you her because she, one, came up a lot while I was researching this video, and I figured you would either enjoy or not enjoy these clips. Two, but also we need to talk about millennial health. Millennials are often called the wellness generation. They're the generation that really made wellness culture into what it really is now. They took it from basically nothing to this huge thing that we have now. Yet, according to health stats, millennials are not any healthier than the generations that have come before us. Why? No one's sure. Maybe it is that damn phone. Maybe it's something to do with the fact that we grew up in a world where it was the norm to be able to buy a home comfortably, and now that's out of reach for many. Or maybe it's just because we lived through the most ultra-processed childhood of all time. Toaster strudel for breakfast, Dunkaroos and Lunchables for lunch, and then finish the day off with some Hot Pockets. But anyway, I found this paper that said the decade between your 30s and your mid-40s is actually an extremely crucial window for your future health. Establishing consistent, healthy habits during this window can significantly reduce long-term risk and improve quality of life. Meaning that millennials need to lock in. If we want to lose weight, get more active, quit drinking, or quit smoking, this is the decade to do it. Now, there's always a huge benefit to starting whenever, but there's a little extra special benefit if you start now. Establishing consistent habits now drastically reduces your risk later. So millennials, it's time to lock in. Now, the next person I want to discuss is actually a real millennial. TikTok's newest mukbang star, a 36-year-old teacher by the name of Courtney Cook. So Courtney's been posting a lot of food content for a while, and a lot of it is very, very random stuff. Stuff I wouldn't necessarily consider to be part of this healthier mukbang trend. But her channel really started to take off when she started posting videos like this.
The plowman's lunch. Amazing.
I'm having a nice big plowman's lunch. So here I have ham, I have a big chunk of English cheddar, Branston pickle, dill pickle, some silver skin onions, cucumber, green apple, tomatoes, and a big hunk of crusty bread. I have butter. I have a whole stick of butter in my classroom. This bite.
Yes. This is absolutely to die for. Absolutely. I could eat this every single day. This is my new favorite lunch.
So in contrast to what we typically think of as a mukbang, meals with like 85 sauces and deep fried, here we kind of have someone who's doing the exact opposite. This is like the plainest lunch of all time. It's so close to being a sandwich, but it didn't quite make it. That's how chill it is. Now, I feel like this went viral to start partially just because of that name. Like, what the heck is a plowman's lunch? With her accent, I feel like you're immediately imagining this like American pastoral lifestyle in the roughage that a farmer would dig up.
I'm having a nice big plowman's lunch.
But turns out that the plowman's lunch is very British. Actually, it's quote unquote quintessentially British. It's modeled after the diet of English agricultural workers who would bring their meals out into the fields and for whom bread and cheese formed the basis of their diets. So it's this like 200-year-old meal that basically matches exactly what Courtney showed. It's this very unfancy plate of bread and cheese and meat and fruit and vegetables. Plus this Branston pickle thing, which she's always adding, which is this sauce made of a bunch of different pickled vegetables and even apples. But you know what's crazy? While looking this up, I found out that this is not actually some 200-year-old historical lunch. This plowman's lunch thing, which is basically a whole phenomenon in Britain. They serve it at tons of different pubs, and I think people actually routinely eat it. But this whole thing was actually a food industry move. It's a marketing gimmick, and it really had nothing to do with farmers. Quote, the age-old British lunch tradition that was actually made up. Turns out the Cheese Bureau of the UK marketed this lunch to pubs around the country, hoping to boost cheese sales. So they marketed it as this like historical British thing, but it was just, the whole thing was a gimmick. And it worked. It became part of British culture, which is kind of crazy. And it really makes you wonder how many things we have today that are also the result of this kind of marketing. Anyway, back to Courtney. She keeps making videos of these plowman's lunches and they keep doing well for her as content. Now, obviously there's a lot of reasons these videos are appealing to people. She's often eating raw onions.
On my plowman's lunch today, I have chicken breasts, some boiled potatoes. This is actually a purple potato. Some English cheddar, some Branston pickle, some salad. These are sweet pea greens. Whew. Some pickled onion, pickled beets, some butter. And these are just scallions that I just want to.
She is drinking pickled juice. The food is on a board and not a plate.
The vinegar. Whew. It'll wake you up.
But overall, as far as the plowman's lunches go, they're pretty normal. Yet people had extremely strong reactions to this. Look at this. All British foods look like something you would be forced to eat during the Great Depression. Reminds me of food you would make and eat during the Dark Ages, says a person who's never eaten British food. I've had British food and said what I said. Did I say it was gross? No. Did I say you shouldn't eat that? Also no. But it looks like something out of a Depression-era orphanage. Because it's not 85% artificial? Nope, because it's a hodgepodge of unseasoned random food. A boiled potato and a boiled beet? Okay, if there is no salt on the potato, I'm kinda on the commenter's side. But if there is salt on the potato, then I'm a little confused. Because it's just normal food, no? I mean, does it have to be the Dark Ages for us to eat food kind of plainly? The plowman's lunch might be a made-up marketing gimmick, but this is probably what food looked like for most people for like most of history. It's not orphanage food, it's just food. And this is a really consistent reaction to her more tame videos. She does have lots of videos where she'll eat like onions full of stuff. My boyfriend, fiance, I guess. His dad is from Iran, and his favorite foods are also very simple and plain, but maybe a little bit more shocking. Probably the worst offender is lettuce wood. If you've never heard of lettuce wood before, it is the bottom part of the lettuce that people normally throw out. Also, shout out to the Iranian protesters. Hopefully they topple their dictator. Anyway, yeah, if that's what Courtney was eating, I get it, okay? But she's really kind of just eating normal food. And the thing is, I know that this is a sentiment and not just something that happens on her videos, because the other day I saw this post. Somebody posted a picture on Instagram of their healthy lunch plate. I wish I screenshotted it, but this is one I just made up, okay? It looked just like this, and someone commented, looks like something you'd give a walrus on its birthday. Now, it was funny. I laughed. But how come when we see a normal plate of food, we think of walruses and orphanages? And it's funny because the video that launches Courtney Cook's channel to the complete next level is the following.
Teacher lunch, easy teacher lunch today. The plowmans, they're coming back, okay? But this is what I wanted. It's really cold outside today, and I want a potato every time it's cold. So I have a sweet potato. Okay, what I do is you get a warm potato and just shove your cheese in. And by the time you get to that section of the potato, it's gonna be softened, you know? I need something sour with this. So I'm definitely gonna have some of these pickled onions. Yeah. Ooh. You can put turkey or chicken in, and it really does become like a sandwich. Just shove it in there, you know. I have some Vidalia onions as well. No salt on this potato, no pepper, no nothing.
Again, Courtney is doing some unique stuff here. The cheese and the potato, the green onion, the other onions. But ultimately, it is just a video of a woman eating a potato, and yet the internet erupted. People were recreating this meal left and right. And part of the fascination with her for people is that she's mostly just content with eating different whole foods with interesting twists. Look at the types of comments she's getting. Here we have a video with her eating some marinated eggs and entire chives with her fingers for breakfast.
We're gonna have some eggs and onions.
Again, I get the fascination. There's a lot of onions involved for 8 a.m. There's a lot of creativity and mess involved for 8 a.m. Honestly, before Courtney, I'm not sure that I had ever really seen anyone eat raw onions before intentionally. Maybe not since like the movie Holes. But at the end of the day, this is a woman eating eggs. Marinated eggs, yes, but eggs, which are a breakfast food. Marinated eggs are actually a super common breakfast food. Yeah, look at the comments. 7:30 a.m., girl, go get some Dunkin'. See, I feel like eating Dunkin' for breakfast needs to start becoming the weird thing, not eating eggs and raw onions. Perhaps an iced coffee and a bagel, mama? Let her eat healthy, damn. Someone also commented saying she's not eating healthy. The audacity to say she's not eating healthy when you probably ate some fast food this morning. She ain't drinking it. It's like sprinkling salt over eggs. You're acting like she's downing the whole bucket. I do feel like people really often kind of like major in the minors when it comes to food. A little soy sauce doesn't make your entire meal unhealthy unless you have hypertension. This lady's eating eggs and raw onions. She's immediately in the upper percentile of American eaters. Raw onions specifically contain sulfur compounds that are extremely healthy for you. They've been shown to have anti-cancer properties, they fight inflammation and more. Now, unfortunately, these same compounds actually cause something called onion breath, but regardless, they're still pretty damn healthy even with some soy sauce. Although the person did comment back, calm down, it isn't that serious. I was just saying it isn't that healthy if you consume a lot of it, which she does pretty often. By the way, she did in fact drink it. So confirmed, I guess Courtney actually did drink the soy sauce. Next video, she's got a Japanese sweet potato with cheese she stuffs in the middle of it.
We're having a fabulous lunch today. I have a Japanese sweet potato, and it is syrupy and delicious.
I have to stop and say that the Japanese sweet potato is my favorite potato of all time. If you have not had a Japanese sweet potato, you need to go get yourself one. They take a really long time to cook because you have to cook them at like 300, but when you do, they turn into this like sweet, almost cake-like potato. These potatoes are so popular in Japan that they're served as like street food, or you can get them at like every gas station. Japanese sweet potatoes are a vibe, you gotta get you one. So she's got a Japanese sweet potato with cheese that she stuffs in the middle of it, just a raw carrot and an egg. Now, obviously there could be a lot more protein here, but imagine how much more simple it would be to feed yourself nutritiously if you occasionally thought about meal making more like this. It's one of the laziest ways ever to just eat a bunch of whole foods. She's just eating them as they are on a plate. It's so easy. Just had like a little bit of like chicken breast there. You're killing it. Another comment, why can't I crave real food like this? I crave all garbage and processed foods. A lot of people commented back about this saying that's because you eat a lot of garbage and ultra processed food. And it is so true. The longer I go from not eating stuff like that, the less and less and less I want it. I think it's kind of like a thing where like when you are eating unhealthy, you think that you're going to be desperate to eat unhealthy your entire life, but it's really not true. Especially with fast food and stuff. When you stop eating it, it just tastes like fry oil. Like it tastes kind of almost like stale in comparison to your normal food. It's so true that the more whole foods you eat, the more you want. Your tastes do change as you eat differently. So if you're trying to change your eating habits this year and you're currently in the I only like junk food camp, you're not doomed and that's not your destiny. Next comment, this would have me crop dusting my students all afternoon so bad. Now, if anyone doesn't know what crop dusting means, you're gonna have to look it up, but I really wanted to bring this one up because I see this comment on any video of anyone eating vegetables ever. I first saw this phenomenon with the quote unquote mustard lady. If you don't know who this is, she's another millennial woman named Tiffany who shares videos of her lunch.
Lunch today is a chicken apple sausage with mustard, a Brussels sprout with mustard.
That lunch almost always involved cottage cheese, some vegetables, fruit, and a sausage, I think. So Tiffany is frequently eating a pretty big plate of vegetables for lunch. It's not a crazy amount, but it's a decent sized plate. And the fart comments are out of control. Look at the comments. This girl be farting. The farts are probably diabolical. I would be farting all afternoon. The farts I would be farting after this. LOL, everyone would be gassy after this meal. Now, everyone's body is different. If you eat a big plate of vegetables like this and you have a gut reaction, that could just be the way your body is. But the frequency of these comments on these videos makes me think that people are just not eating a lot of vegetables. They're so frequent that Tiffany had to make the following video.
I see this comment all the time and I really honestly don't understand. People are saying they would have gas all day, all kinds of things, and I'm really not sure what's going on with everybody on this app. This food does not give me any bathroom problems. I don't know why we're even talking about this, but I get this comment and it's so many on all my videos. Can somebody explain, like, if you are one of the people who commented this on my videos, can you explain to me, like, what is the problem? So, like, what do you eat them? Because I'm eating fruits and vegetables and meat. So what do you eat them?
And people commented back saying things like this. I did have the worst stomach issues trying these plates. I think some people's bodies just can't process the raw veggies. It is 100% true that some people cannot, but for a lot of people, it could just be that you're not eating enough vegetables overall. Because the thing is, if vegetables are not part of your normal diet and then you all of a sudden eat a big plate of vegetables, right? Your gut microbes won't actually be ready for that. It's too big of a shift too fast, and hence you'll get a gut reaction. But your digestion typically adapts to what you eat. The colony of bacteria in your gut would actually change. So if you were eating fibrous vegetables more often, you wouldn't be quote unquote crop dusting. So yeah, I just wanted to point that out because for a lot of people, I think it could just be a sign that you're not eating enough vegetables. Next up, a man we'll call Egg Guy. This guy's full account is pretty much just videos of him eating eggs. He's also got broccoli here, rice, chicken. He's getting millions of views posting these. He also just posts pictures of these egg meals. And yeah, even this content is doing pretty well for him too. Now, I don't know if there's an upper limit to how many eggs someone can and should consume. I don't have that data, but I think we can say it is a strange time to be alive. Like, are we noticing the trend here? Mukbangs are definitely getting healthier. Plus, the last few food trends have been things like eating your skincare, which are videos about obviously improving your skin through your diet. There's also the savory girl plate, which in some forms is kind of just like a Mediterranean plate of vegetables. But yeah, I just noticed that things are shifting. All the regular style mukbangs, they still exist and they're still doing well. But I feel like the success of this new type of mukbang is a sign that society is clearly on a wellness kick right now, because this stuff has come out of nowhere. Anyway, thank you so much for watching and I will see you in the next one. Thanks again to Grow Therapy for sponsoring this video. Be sure to check them out through the link below.